When Bill and Melinda Gates announced their divorce in 2021, the world was left speechless. After 27 years of marriage, this billionaire power couple who had built an empire on philanthropy and a seemingly perfect partnership suddenly split, and behind the closed doors of their marriage, there was more than just the story of two people growing apart. There was betrayal, heartbreak, and ultimately, a massive shift in power. Rumors started swirling about Bill's alleged affair with a former Microsoft employee and his controversial ties to Jeffrey Epstein, setting the stage for a deeply personal drama. While Bill seemed focused on his new love and ongoing ambitions, Melinda quietly laid the foundation for her own incredible transformation. And today, she's the one having the last laugh, proving that life after heartbreak can be more fulfilling than ever.
What does Melinda Gates look like?
This?
Yeah, you look pretty much the same on video as you look like in person.
Yeah. Is Bill Gates still alive?
A billionaire love story gone wrong, Bill and Melinda Gates' love story, is one that started in the heart of the tech world. It all began in 1987, when they first met at a Microsoft event. Bill, who was already making waves in the tech industry, couldn't help but be drawn to Melinda. Melinda wasn't just another tech exec. She had this incredible mix of intelligence, humor, and sharpness that stood out even in such an innovative space. She was also taken by Bill's vision and drive, not to mention his easygoing nature. And it wasn't long before the sparks started flying. Fast forward a few years, and in 1994, after dating for a while, they decided to tie the knot. Their wedding took place on the beautiful Hawaiian island of Lanai, and in true Bill and Melinda style, it was a low-key, intimate event, away from the public eye, because despite their fame and wealth, they valued privacy and kept their special day close to their hearts.
My wife Melinda and I picked global health as our big thing. The fact that still we have 5 million kids who die under the age of 5. Now, it was over 10 million when we got started, so there's been huge progress over the last 18 years.
What followed was a journey that seemed almost out of a fairy tale. Together, they didn't just build a family, they built an empire. In 2000, they co-founded the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, a nonprofit focused on addressing some of the world's most pressing issues, from poverty to global health. This wasn't just a business venture, it was a reflection of their shared values and deep commitment to making the world a better place. It quickly became one of the largest and most influential philanthropic efforts in history, with both Bill and Melinda pouring their hearts into the work. Amid all the high-profile initiatives, they also raised 3 children, managing to keep family life a priority despite the whirlwind of global projects. They had this perfect balance: accomplished professionals, doting parents, and a partnership that many looked up to. To the outside world, they were the epitome of a power couple: successful, inspiring, and completely in sync. So, what happens when a perfect-looking marriage starts to crumble behind the scenes? Well, for Bill and Melinda, it wasn't just a few bumps. It was matters that shook the very foundation they built together.
After the news came out, it was revealed that Bill Gates admitted that he had had an affair in the marriage. And at that time, did you think we're going to work through this? How did you handle something like that?
Well, I certainly believe in forgiveness, so I thought we had worked through some of that.
The affair that shook the foundation. So, here's a bombshell. Right after Bill and Melinda Gates' divorce, news broke that Bill had an affair with a Microsoft employee back in the early 2000s. While both of them tried to downplay it, claiming everything was settled in a civil way, you can't help but wonder how much that betrayal really affected their relationship. Things got even messier when it came out that Bill had a close relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, that Epstein. The disgraced financier who was accused of many unspeakable crimes that were primarily centered around sex trafficking and sexual abuse of both adult women and minors. Gates first met Epstein in 2011, and they kept in touch for years, with a visit to Epstein's place in 2013 that even Melinda attended. Melinda didn't hold back, calling Epstein the epitome of evil. But, despite her clear discomfort, Bill didn't take her concerns seriously. Naturally, all of this contributed to the breakdown of their marriage. And in 2021, they ended things for good. Melinda would later admit that the whole Epstein connection was a mistake, and that it played a big role in their split.
In that case, I made a mistake in judgment that I thought that those discussions would lead literally to billions of dollars going to global health. Turned out that was a bad judgment. That was a mirage. None of that money ever appeared. And I gave him some benefit by the association. So I made a doubly wrong mistake there.
Bill, in August 2021, also admitted his meetings with Epstein were a huge mistake and expressed regret over giving him any credibility. But here's the thing. All of this scandal, plus the affair, revealed cracks in the Gates marriage that no one really saw coming. Behind all that wealth and fame, there were some serious issues. So, how did Melinda handle all of this? How did she manage to keep it together in the middle of all this chaos?
The reason I was so interested in the VC space is I see it as the engine for change in the United States, right? I grew up at a time in computer science where we were on the rise, women in computer science, and then it dropped.
Melinda's silent strength. While everybody was focused on Bill's infidelity and questionable connections, Melinda chose a different path. And after the divorce, she didn't just sit back. Melinda retained her role at the Gates Foundation and in 2015 launched Pivotal Ventures, a company dedicated to advancing gender equality and empowering women.
Women cannot do well unless they can be well. And if we're healthy, if we're not fighting off disease or recovering from childbirth complications, we're better able to focus on our studies or to start a business or lead in our own communities.
She quickly became a passionate advocate for women's rights, speaking about how important it was for her to find her voice and stand up for herself. A message that really connects with many women.
A significant amount of this money is going to reproductive rights organizations. Can you tell us about what kind of impact it will have?
Yeah, so about $200 million of this $1 billion are going to over a dozen groups that are focused on women's rights, advancing women's rights. And
Melinda didn't stop there. In 2024, she made headlines by pledging a staggering $1 billion over the next 2 years to support organizations helping women and girls globally, which really was a powerful statement of her dedication to empowerment. Her transformation wasn't just professional, but was also deeply personal. Melinda opened up about her own journey in her 2019 memoir, The Moment of Lift: How Empowering Women Changes the World, sharing lessons and experiences to help others face their own challenges. Financially, Melinda walked away from the divorce with a juicy settlement. While the exact amount remains private, reports suggest she received a large chunk of the couple's assets, including investments and real estate. This financial independence allowed her to fully commit to her philanthropic work, driving change without relying on the Gates family fortune. As if that wasn't enough, in October 2024, Melinda was spotted with her new partner, Philip Vaughn, signaling a fresh start in her personal life. Through all of this, Melinda has shown incredible resilience, using her journey to inspire and create meaningful change for women around the world.
Do you use it?
Oh, yeah. Now, when I want to summarize a meeting or take a book that I don't have time to read and get the gist of it, or even to draft some complex set of points, a speech. No, this, I highly recommend it.
Bill Gates's romantic fizzles. So, what happened with Bill Gates and his alleged lover? Well, it didn't exactly last. The romance, which made headlines, pretty much fizzled out as quickly as it began. And, of course, that left Bill to deal with the fallout of his personal choices. Since his divorce from Melinda French Gates in 2021, Bill has moved on and found love again with Paula Hurd, a philanthropist and the widow of Mark Hurd, the former CEO of Oracle. Their relationship became public in early 2023, but left many asking, were they secretly seeing each other before that? They've been seen together at some pretty high-profile events, like the Laver Cup in September 2022 and the Australian Open in January 2023. But despite all these public appearances, there's been no talk of an engagement or marriage. Just what you'd expect from a billionaire's personal life, right? While Bill's affair gave him a brief moment of happiness, Melinda's response to the betrayal really set her apart. Instead of sinking into despair, she used it to fuel her transformation, showing the world that resilience could be the ultimate form of revenge.
Wow, 1 million. Okay.
Bill's struggles in the spotlight. While Melinda was out there making waves, Bill found himself under a pretty intense microscope. Remember his connection with Jeffrey Epstein? That kept popping up, with people questioning his judgment and priorities. Microsoft's board even launched an investigation into his affair with an employee, which didn't do his reputation any favors. Professionally, Bill's still a big name in tech, but his personal life? It's been casting a bit of a shadow over his achievements. The guy who once revolutionized the tech world now has to deal with a public image that's been, let's say, a bit tarnished by all the drama.
I mean, and we're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in the little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the baby.
Life after the divorce. So, what about life after the divorce? Well, Bill's been keeping a low profile, focusing on his foundation and private projects. Melinda, on the other hand, has been all about change. She's been super vocal about her journey, sharing how she's found her voice and embraced new opportunities. It's like she's turned a page and is writing a whole new chapter.
And at the end of the day, though, I started on this journey of healing, and I feel like I'm starting to get to the other side. And I do feel like I'm turning a page in the chapter now. I mean, it's 2022, and I'm actually really excited about what's to come in life ahead for me.
In interviews, she's talked about how grateful she is for the lessons learned from their marriage and divorce, highlighting the importance of self-discovery and growth. Her journey really shows that sometimes endings can be the start of something amazing. The public's reaction. When Bill and Melinda Gates announced their divorce, it was like opening a floodgate of public opinion, and people couldn't stop talking about it. Social media exploded with hashtags like #TeamMelinda, memes, and endless commentary. Some folks admired Melinda for her grace and resilience, while others criticized Bill for his actions. Bill Gates may have abandoned his wife for a fleeting romance, but Melinda Gates is the one who came out on top. Her strength, resilience, and commitment to making a difference have turned her into a symbol of empowerment and grace. In the end, the Gates divorce isn't just a story about heartbreak. It's a story about triumph. Melinda's journey proves that even in the face of betrayal, it's possible to find purpose, create change, and possibly have the last laugh.
Our foundation has a big focus on infectious diseases that, kill millions of people, primarily in developing countries. And so,
what do you think? Did Melinda truly get the better end of the deal? Or is this just the beginning of another individual chapter for the both of them? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell for more updates into the lives of the world's most fascinating figures.